Canes fans, what's up? I'm gonna give you this quick video before I go to bed. Look, Miami won tonight. The Miami Hurricanes won tonight, 63 to nothing. That's a morale win. It's a good win to boost the morale. I mean, couple of positives. I'm gonna state a couple of positives and a couple of negatives. Not gonna go into too much in depth about the game because I'm just giving my opinions here, and it's Bethune Cookman. They're supposed to win this game. This is a game that's supposed to win 63 to nothing. Okay, so they did what they were supposed to do tonight, and the positive is that Jarren Williams is the truth. Jarren Williams is the truth. Okay, guy's the truth. I mean, he's a real deal. I'm hoping he doesn't get squandered. And by squandered, I mean this kid's only going to get better. And when I mean by better, I'm thinking that the way he looks now, this kid has a potential to be Peyton Manning good. If any of you guys are old enough to remember seeing Peyton Manning playing at Tennessee, he was probably one of the greatest college quarterbacks that I've ever seen. Okay? And when you think about college quarterbacks, as far as their careers at their particular schools, maybe Ken Dorsey was better. Maybe Ken Dorsey, Dan Marino, Gino Torretta had a hell of a year, but he had a squad. Michael Vick. But this Jarren Williams kid, man, he's the truth. And hopefully Diaz can get this entire team running on all cylinders to where by the time this kid's a sophomore or junior, they're competing for and winning ACC championships, let alone national championships. Because right now, I posted a video a couple of days ago as to whether or not the Canes were irrelevant in terms of the product that they were putting on the field. And that's because of what we've seen from them. Look, guys, at the end of the day, the Miami Hurricanes have yet to win an ACC championship, and they've only been to the big game one time. That's the empirical evidence, man. So I'm not gonna go. This was a morale boost. It was good. The team, they needed this. And be honest with you, with a new coach, new scheme, freshman quarterback, freshman offensive lineman, guys starting for the first time, this is probably the game that they needed to open the season with. Not that, with the Gators, a big rivalry game and all that pressure, these kids. This is probably the game that they needed to start out with. They should have started out the season with, and I don't want to hear, oh, well, Miami any place. Look, the Saint, come on, man. You know what I mean? We got to be realistic. This isn't Jimmy Johnson, Craig Erickson, Bush Davis era. You know what I mean? We're coming out of, Larry Coker, Randy Shannon, Al Golden, and 2 out of 3 mediocre years of Mark Richt. Even though he did great things for the program, Mark Richt modernized the program, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give him credit for that. But you got to think that this team, they got a lot of growing up to do. And, all that, any place, anytime, no, we're starting out literally rebuilding this program. So, yeah, starting out the season against a Bethune-Cookman or Central Michigan wouldn't have been a bad thing as a season opener. Okay? And they won, and they play Central Michigan next. And hopefully they'll be able to work out more kinks against Central Michigan, because then they start a gauntlet. And I can't believe I'm actually referring to it as a gauntlet, but after Central Michigan, they play Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, Florida State, and Louisville. And then FIU. Okay, and Duke. It's the ACC. These are games that are important. And based on what we saw the first 3 weeks, Obviously, I root for my Canes. You know, I wake up thinking the Canes are going to win a national championship every year, but also I have to be, that's the emotional side. The logical side has to look at the empirical evidence. And based on what I've seen, I'm not just going to sit here and lie to you all, my fellow Canes fans, and say, well, they're just going to walk all over Virginia Tech and Virginia. Okay? And you know, some of you guys might say, well, yeah, because all those teams, they get up for Miami. This is their Super Bowl. Well, maybe we need to stop being so arrogant as a fan base and realize we haven't done anything. We haven't been a legit good team since 2004, 2005, and maybe we need to start treating these teams like they're our Super Bowl, meaning that we need to prepare and practice and anticipate them as much as they anticipate us. Maybe we need to start getting up for them too. You know, instead of taking the Virginias of the world, because like UNC, we haven't exactly dominated UNC the past decade. You know what I'm saying? They've got some pretty disgusting wins against us. So maybe we need to start getting up for these teams like they're all our Super Bowl too, so they can get the point. You know, start preparing for these guys, man. Stop taking these guys for granted and acting like they're beneath us. You know, this is these football teams, these programs are modernized. They got gyms and indoor practice facilities and players that are hungry too, and they're gonna get up, man. So we need to get up for anybody that's gonna get up for us. And you know, I think Manny, you know, it's his first season. So the jury is still out. I think he's going to do great things at Miami. Remember, Nick Saban didn't come out the box strong at Alabama at first either. It took a season or two to work out the kinks. But what's even more frustrating, guys, is that, you know, when you stop and realize that if Bubba Baxa makes every field goal and Jeff Thomas catches that ball in the end zone, we're 3-0. We're 3-0. And some of you guys are going to talk about, well, 4th and 17, you know what I mean? You can't put all. No, 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 no. That's the reason why teams in the NFL, that's the reason why great football teams have had great kickers like Adam Vinatieri. So when they do have situations like a 4th and 17 and they give it up, and it comes down to the wire, and it comes down to the kicker, and it's not like the kid was missing kicks in high pressure situations. He was missing field goals in the middle of the game. Over the past 3 weeks, he's missed about 5 field goals, maybe 6. Bubba Baxa missed a field goal against Bethune-Cookman, y'all. Come on. It's a no-go. So that makes me think, man, there's not anybody. There's not like a walk-on player at a junior college in Florida somewhere that could just come on and just be a more reliable kicker than Bubba Baxa. Then on top of that, like I said, Jeff Thomas, he catches that ball in the end zone. You know, we're 3-0 or 2-1 at best. Because if we would have beat the Gators and came back and maybe if we'd have still lost that game at UNC, but with beating the Gators, it probably wouldn't have stung so bad. But we lost to UNC by 3 points. 3 points that Bubba Baxa should have put on the board. He missed 2 field goals that game, 2 or 3. So I'm telling you, man, not having a good kicker, you guys might take that shit for granted. Excuse my language, but not having a good kicker, not having a reliable kicker will kill your season. Doesn't matter how good your defense is playing, how hard they're playing. You know, your quarterback. We got a quarterback now that's yet to throw an interception through 3 games. That's amazing, especially a freshman who's starting for the first time this season. And that can all get flushed down the toilet by a guy who's leaving points on the table because he can't kick a reliable field goal. Manny Diaz has got to see that and be like, you know what? You're a good kid, but come on, man. We got to replace you. So, yeah, it's late. That's my little regular guy rant right there. You guys tell me what you think, man. I'm not going to go in depth about Bethune-Cookman because it's Bethune-Cookman. It's a game that they're using to work out the kinks, and I'm glad that they were able to to get this win. It's 63-0. They should win 63-0 against the school, against Bethune-Cookman. Enough respect to Bethune for showing up. You know what I mean? Next week against Central Michigan, they're probably going to be a little better. Let's work out the kinks. And then we get into the meat and potatoes, man. The ACC schedule now. Yeah, calling it a gauntlet. Yes, Georgia Tech lost to the Citadel. As we speak, Florida State is leading Virginia 17-10. That's a competitive game. You know, Pittsburgh, they could have beaten Penn State today. But those teams, they're gonna get up for Miami when Miami comes to town, or when they come to play Miami. And the way Miami has looked, first year, new coach, new quarterback, new scheme. And be quite honest with you, looking at the defense, I'm thinking maybe Diaz at some point might need to take control of the defensive play calling again, because we're zigging when we should be zagging on defense. And I'm not seeing, especially coming from the linebacker core, the dominance that we're expecting to see by guys that have been playing together for that long. You know what I mean? This linebacker core has been around for a minute. 4 seasons now, man. Think about that. How long did the Seattle Seahawks Legion of Boom? They didn't last 4 or 5 seasons. You know what I mean? These guys have been around for a minute, man. There should be like lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels out there, and it's maybe the play calling. Manny Diaz needs to take over the play calling duties again on defense. I don't know. But, guys, let's be realistic. We're going to root for our Hurricanes. I look at the schedule and I'm like, seeing the flashes that I've seen, there's a potential that they can go undefeated, for the next 8 weeks. But it can go another way too. So yeah, that's all I had to say, guys. I know it wasn't in depth. Not talking about stats or anything, or I'm not saying any particular names or calling out any particular players outside of the positive. Jaron Williams, our receiving core. We do have a legit receiving core. We got some legit athletes. Our running game, DJ Dallas. We got the we do have positives. We do have positives, but the things that are negative are really negative, and it can kill our season. And I'm not going to expound on them too much further tonight. Just, giving y'all my quick opinion about what I've seen. And that's it, man. You know what I mean? Give me your guys' opinion about some of the improvement and things that you need to see. But I sound like a tired Canes fan because, yeah, man, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. And we get flashes. Within the past 3 years, we've been ranked as high as number 2. You know what I mean? Some of the flashes of greatness. But, as Miami Hurricanes football is still smack dab in the middle of the most fertile recruiting territory in the country. And honestly, I just don't want to live in a world where the Golden Knights are the number 1 college football team in the state. It just, nah. Because they're going to get up. These teams are going to get up for us, because even if we've never won an ACC championship and only been to the big game once, 5 national championships, still send a bunch of dudes to the league every year. That's all I got to say. You guys have a good night. Peace.